The federal government is poised to introduce legislation tomorrow aimed at addressing online harm. Now, the bill is expected to have 5 areas of focus, including hate speech, terrorist content, incitement to violence, sharing of non-consensual images, and child exploitation. There's also expected to be measures to address cyberbullying and inciting self-harm. The bill will also try to address sexually explicit deep fakes, which is created through AI. And for more on what to expect from this bill tomorrow, we are joined live by tech and cybersecurity expert Ritesh Kotak. Thank you for your time this morning. So what do you think, I should say, we can expect from this announcement tomorrow from the federal government?
I think what we can expect is that there's going to be enhanced measures that are going to be put in place when it comes to giving law enforcement the authority to actually take down this content. One of the biggest issues around regulating this type of content on the internet has been, okay, now that I've identified content, how do I get it off? It seems that law enforcement has been kind of handcuffed. Well, it looks like this bill might actually address it. And there's another big component of it as well, which you just mentioned, and that has to do with the non-consensual images. The criminal code does not address AI-generated deepfakes or nudes that have been popping up online. We've seen celebrities targeted. We've seen young people targeted, disproportionately targeting young females. And it looks like these laws are going to be put in place, or at least be introduced, to try to address the gaps that we're seeing because the internet has outpaced any regulation.
Yeah, that pace is certainly something to keep in mind, considering just how fast AI continues to grow and how legislation has to try and keep up. What about the hate speech as well as terrorist content related in part of the 5 areas that we could possibly be seeing touched on tomorrow?
So when it comes to hate speech, there's 2 ways of looking at this. You have blogs and different sites where content is made available, and then you have social media related content as well. Clearly with social media, it's easy. There's a community way of requesting that the information be taken down. You can report it to the platform. You can hold platforms accountable. But it's not the same with somebody just putting up a website. And this is where it's going to get very interesting. And I think a lot of us are going to be watching the verbiage of the bill, of how you're actually going to compel this type of content to not be accessible by Canadians. So how is it going to be designated hate speech? What is the definition? And also the takedown regime that's going to be put in place, because clearly failure to do so, there'll be fines. But one thing that we've learned is that, well, these sites are located all over the world. Servers are all over the world as well. And regulating this component has always been a challenge. So that's one thing to really look out for, that balance and also the enforcement mechanism.
As a tech and cybersecurity expert, is there anything in particular that you're hoping will be addressed at tomorrow's announcement?
I think the big one is the use of artificial intelligence in generating hate-related content or content that deals with child exploitation. I think that in itself is something that needs to be done. It needs to be looked at very closely. We also understand that there was a Senate bill, Bill 210, that discussed age verification for accessing explicit content, essentially pornographic content online by minors. So it'll be interesting to see if the bill being introduced by the Liberal government actually addresses those exact same concerns. So those are the things I'm really looking out for: the AI component, the balancing of the enforcement measures, and also, is there going to be any type of age verification method that is going to be introduced for explicit material online?
Okay, we will have to wait and see tomorrow on that announcement. We'll leave it there. Tech and cybersecurity expert Ritesh Kotak, thank you for your time. We appreciate you.
Thank you.